For decades, Burkina Faso exported its wealth and imported its poverty. Gold left the country raw. Electricity was bought from abroad. Food processing happened somewhere else. But now, under the leadership of Ibrahim Traoré, a very different strategy is taking shape, one built on control, sovereignty, and state-led development. In 2026, 6 major projects sit at the center of this transformation. Some analysts call it economic liberation. Others warn it is a high-risk gamble. Either way, what is happening in Burkina Faso right now could reshape the Sahel. Let's break it down. Before we begin, kindly subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Number 1. The National Gold Refinery. The first pillar of the plan is simple, but powerful. Stop exporting raw gold. For years, Burkina Faso has ranked among Africa's top gold producers. But most of that gold left the country unrefined, meaning the biggest profits were captured abroad. The new National Gold Refinery is designed to change that equation. Once fully operational, the refinery is expected to process gold domestically, increase state revenue, create thousands of indirect jobs, and improve traceability of exports. This is more than an industrial project. It is a strategic shift. Because in the global minerals game, whoever controls processing controls profit. If successful, Burkina Faso would join a small but growing group of African countries trying to move up the value chain instead of remaining stuck at the bottom. However, the refinery's success will depend heavily on 3 things: consistent gold supply, technical efficiency, and above all, security stability in mining regions. Without those, even the most ambitious refinery can struggle to reach full capacity. Number 2. State mining expansion. Closely tied to the refinery is the government's push to expand state control over mining. The state mining company has been empowered to take larger stakes in key gold operations across the country. The objective is clear: capture more value from Burkina Faso's most important natural resource. Supporters of the policy argue that for decades, foreign mining firms extracted enormous value while the country received only a modest share. From that perspective, increasing state participation looks like a correction of historical imbalance. But critics raise serious concerns. They warn that aggressive state expansion could discourage foreign investors, the same investors who often provide the capital, technology, and operational expertise that large-scale mining requires. This creates a delicate balancing act. Too little control and the country leaves money on the table. Too much control and investment could slow down. For Traoré's administration, the calculation appears deliberate. Prioritize sovereignty first, and manage investor confidence carefully along the way. The year 2026 will be a critical test of whether this balance can hold without unintended economic side effects. Number 3. Donsin Solar Power Station. Energy independence forms the third major pillar. For many years, Burkina Faso has depended heavily on imported electricity from neighboring countries. This has made power both expensive and sometimes unreliable. The planned solar power station at Donsin is intended to reduce that dependence. With an estimated capacity of about 25 megawatts, the plant will not eliminate the country's power deficit overnight. But it represents an important strategic step. Why solar? Because Burkina Faso possesses one enormous natural advantage: sunlight. The country sits in one of the sunniest regions of the world. If solar capacity continues to scale over the next decade, Burkina Faso could significantly reduce its electricity import bill. And in today's global economy, energy security is economic security. Reliable power affects everything, from factories and hospitals to small businesses and digital infrastructure. If the solar strategy expands beyond Donsin into multiple projects nationwide, the long-term impact could be substantial. Number 4. The Faso Mêbo infrastructure drive. While the refinery and solar plant target the macroeconomy, the Faso Mêbo initiative is designed to be visible at street level. This nationwide public works program focuses on road rehabilitation, urban sanitation, drainage improvements, low-cost housing upgrades, and the promotion of locally sourced construction materials. The political and economic logic here is very clear. Large industrial projects can take years before ordinary citizens feel the benefits. But when roads are repaired, when flood drains are cleared, when neighborhoods become cleaner, people notice immediately. It is both an economic strategy and a public confidence strategy. If implemented efficiently, Faso Mêbo could improve urban living conditions while also generating short-term employment across multiple cities. However, infrastructure programs across many countries often face familiar risks: funding interruptions, cost overruns, and maintenance challenges after construction ends. The long-term success of Faso Mêbo will depend not just on launching projects, but on sustaining and maintaining them. Number 5. The tomato processing industrial push. Next comes agriculture, specifically food processing. Burkina Faso produces significant quantities of tomatoes every year. Yet historically, the country has still imported large volumes of processed tomato products such as paste and concentrates. That is the gap the new tomato processing plant aims to close. With modern processing capacity in place, the government hopes to reduce food import bills, support local farmers, build domestic agro-industry, and stabilize tomato prices during peak harvest seasons when oversupply often causes farm gate prices to crash. This move fits into a broader continental trend toward food sovereignty. Across Africa, more governments are recognizing that exporting raw crops while importing finished food products creates a structural trade imbalance. By processing food locally, countries can capture more value, create rural jobs, and strengthen food security. If scaled properly beyond a single plant, agro-processing could become one of Burkina Faso's most sustainable employment engines. Number 6. Formalizing the artisanal gold